Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be playing with Regan Retzloff's top 4 Baxcalibur Chien Pao deck. One of the most controversial decks I think overall in the game. People think it breaks too much, even call it Brick Pao, but other people really believe in the deck, such as Regan had been piloting the deck even before rotation to some very decent finishes, but finally got that top 8 after some very cool playing on stream. So if you haven't watched the Orlando regional stream casted by yours truly, I would definitely recommend you go and check it out. However, we're going to be playing today with this list. We're going to be playing a few games. We have Chien Pao, of course, the main star of the deck, allowing you to 1KO everything, but need a lot of water energies to do so. How are we going to get them? With Baxcalibur's Ice Cold ability, allowing you to attach any water energies you want during your whole turn. No matter what, you can attach them to any Pokemon as well. So that allows you to get all the energies you need to get 1KOs with Chien Pao. And because we do play one Lightning Energy, we can also use Amp You very much with Iron Hand. So you have 2 dimensions with this. They have a lot of HP. Use Chien Pao. They have little HP and are only worth 1 prize card. No worries. Iron Hand comes into the fray and takes 2 prizes for you. We also have the threat of Greninja combined with the Canceling Cologne, very powerful combo. Not something that was very expected with Chien Pao Baxcalibur decks as of late, but Regan was able to utilize it very effectively. And then we also have Cyllene to potentially recycle any sort of resources we lose, not only to Airy, but things that we play ourselves. So you can actually, in a very lucky scenario, you can use Prime Catcher, Canceling Cologne, use Greninja, and then very luckily flip 2 heads on Cyllene and then get back the Prime Catcher and the Canceling Cologne, or even just the Prime Catcher, and use that resource again. A-specs are so good, they're limited to 1 per deck, but Cyllene potentially allows you to use it once again. So very nice to have there, along with the Ciphermaniac, which combines really perfectly with Radiant Greninja or Bibarel, allowing you to put any cards you want at the very top and then immediately draw them. Right, you can also combine it with PokéStop if you put 2 items at the very top. So a lot of really nice combos, really powerful, really good deck, and boasts a potentially favorable Charizard matchup. So that's one of the appeals. But let's jump into the games. Once again, these are from a live stream I did this past Saturday. So hopefully you enjoy the games and the discussions that we had with chat. If you want to support the channel, you can use code tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 10% off on your aluminum accessories at TC Evolutions. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. ¿Eres de México y necesitas cartas de Pokémon? Busca Hyperbeam Cards en Facebook e Instagram. Y si estás en Tijuana, búscalos en el local C27 en el Centro Comercial Otay. Regan Retzloff's Chien Pao deck. Let's go. Top 4 at Orlando Regionals. We shall see how the deck plays out this time around. Alright. And so far so good with the sound, with the music. Yeah, so far so good. Hopefully everything's cool for now. All right. Want to go first? You've wanted to use that attack so much. I know, Alex. Metang, I think, is such a good card for Metal, and I have to imagine we're eventually gonna get like a very powerful Metal EX Pokemon that's gonna really take advantage of Metang. So I am also very glad. Alright, very questionable starting hand. No item, no Greninja, no Bidoof. Ciphermaniac is good, but not the best. Chien Pao is one of your favorite decks to play, but the learning and sequencing is hard. I agree, it's definitely not the easiest. We're up against a mirror, which should be quite good for us, especially with the start. That Nest Ball top deck helps me. The Greninja is not prized, so depending on what I draw of Greninja, I think, I mean, I have the Ciphermaniac, I have Rare Candy, and my opponent's deck shouldn't attack my hand very often. Therefore, all right, and I already have Rare Candy back, so I'm gonna go ahead and attach, and I'm threatening double KO on Frigibax, which is pretty fantastic. You know, pretty fantastic. Learning the sequencing is hard. I agree, Jonathan, but so here's a pro tip that I always give to the people that I coach and to everyone in general who asks me is it's important to understand the archetype that you're playing and like all the archetypes, right? But there's a lot more value in understanding fundamentals of the game, because if you grasp the fundamentals, then you can apply that in parallel to every deck, as opposed to trying to master one deck and trying to have every single line and potential outcome covered about what could happen and how they could react and what they could do and what you should do, and instead trying to learn the fundamentals, because then you'll be able to do that on the fly and improvise and analyze on the fly. Yeah, for me, the biggest skill in Pokemon, the biggest indicator rather of skill in Pokemon is 100% improvisation. Yeah, because usually whatever you're planning will go out the window. Yeah, and finding weird and obscure win conditions is very key to winning any given game. All right, so I would definitely encourage to learn the sequencing, but I feel like there's no specific sequencing to learn, because some situations might require PokéStop before Bibarel. Some situations might require Bibarel before PokéStop. Some situations might require Greninja before Bibarel. So then, like, how do you know? You have to analyze in the moment. That to me is the most important thing by far in Pokemon, and the biggest skill you can have in Pokemon. All right. So we're gonna grab the Poffin here. We're gonna knock out 2 Frigibax. I kind of like going after the Bidoof, honestly, because knocking out 2 Frigis still leaves 1, right? Knocking out the Bidoof guarantees that my opponent will not have Bibarel for at least another turn. Yeah, you're welcome, Jonathan. And I know it's easier said than done. Yeah, and the best first thing is to choose one archetype and try to learn as much as possible, but get good at improvising with that archetype, and then you can apply that in parallel to every single other deck imaginable. Yeah, and I can tell you with 100% guarantee, the success I have in Pokemon is not due to me learning every deck. Yeah, and I think this is something, if any of you watch Azul stream, whenever he's like, he was talking about earlier in the stream of Sao Paulo, and he was saying like, oh, I've never played this matchup, oh, I've never played this other matchup, and it's like, I mean, he does really well, right? And he's never played some matchups that he's likely to encounter at regional. So what does he do? He doesn't know any lines or sequencing towards that deck, right? He's just improvising on the fly, and he managed to top 8 what was it, 3 or 4 events back to back. Yeah, that's not a coincidence. All right, I'm trying to figure out the best way for the energies here. If I attach retreat into a Chien Pao, use Shiver Chill, get 2 more, then I save the superior. So that's what I'm gonna do. Attach, retreat. Maybe this is using my Prime Catcher a little preemptively, but I'm committed, so I really think there's value. If I knock out 2 Frigis, there's still 1 Frigi and 1 Bidoof. If I knock out the Bidoof, then there's only 2 Frigis left, so no matter what, there's no Bibarel for my opponent. Oh, I have to choose my opponent's Pokemon first. Alright, and by bringing up the Bidoof, I can now avoid the Carefree Countenance, and I'm able to take a knockout right here on the Bidoof. I can't knock it out on the bench, but I can do it here. And my Bidoof is protected. I have the Bibarel in hand. If I get Ionode, so be it. I really don't want my opponent to even draw an extra card just in case that helps them, so I'm targeting the collect Frigi. Yeah, so it's like marginal things, small things, but I lose the ability to Prime Catcher later, although I do have Cyllene, versus 100% denying my opponent's opportunity to draw extra cards with the Bibarel if that's what they were planning. Yeah, and that's the issue for them, right? Because they went second, and I threatened Greninja. If they went 2 Bidoof, 2 Frigis, then I would knock out both Frigis. If they go 3 Frigis, 1 Bidoof, yeah, that's safer. The Bidoof is protected, but I was able to get the Prime Catcher play, and honestly, that might be game. And that's usually how Chien Pao mirror goes, unfortunately. That's usually how the mirror tends to go. All right, so yeah, as I was saying earlier as well, I'm trying to stream more. So if you all had any ideas or requests or like things that you'd like to see from me from stream, I know people enjoy just watching me play, hearing my thoughts, hearing the analysis, and that's definitely what I'm known for. But if there's anything else, I did a restream in Spanish of EUIC because there was already the live stream in English. I might do that again for like other regionals, but in Spanish, because I feel like there's already an English live stream, right? So doing a restream in English is just like it just doesn't make sense. Why did I go to to challenge? So yeah, that's just what I've been thinking. Obviously that's a different audience probably than at least half of the people watching. There's also a very big audience in Spanish that I'm very keen to reward with the support they've shown me. Yeah. And yeah, we'll see. Dominic, soy Pablo, no Pedro. No eres el primero que se confunde, ni serás el último. Muchas personas me dicen Pedro, no sé por qué. Pero qué bueno que lo disfrutes. Eso definitivamente es lo principal. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm definitely trying to support more. I definitely could be doing a lot more, and hopefully there's definitely important things in the works for the Latin American community from Pokemon. Yeah, not specifically by me, but from Pokemon, and hopefully I get to be involved in a lot of those. Hey Mikurin, how are you doing? Carl, ¿te gustarían más restreams en español? Definitivamente lo tomo en cuenta. Oh, this hand is awkward because this is the 2-retreat Frigi. I also didn't pay attention on whether I'm going first or second, but I think starting with the single prizer is better than having the 2 prizer. Alright, shop it. My opponent is going first. We see a Psychic. So, alright, and I was gonna say, we don't know if it's Giratina or Espathra. It is Espathra, which honestly I don't think is a great deck, but we'll see. Alright, I need a really good PokéStop here to really get into this game. The Shop It threatens the Vanity X that we were talking about, so that is potentially bad. And I'm gonna go for the PokéStop. Well, that's not ideal. Okay, I definitely have to do something about that. So let's get rid of these two. And oh, Greninja is also priced. Great. Alright, I'm just gonna get a Chien Pao, I think. Alright. So I'll do that. I'll play the Super Rod in case I get item locked already. And I'll collect for 1. Julius, the Spanish commentary was good. Thinking of getting other second commentators on your streams. So it was the first time I did something like that, and I was just trying to make sure that I so the 2 people that I asked are 2 of my best friends, so I wanted to make sure that it was like people I was familiar with and whatnot. I would definitely consider it. I also don't think I'm ever doing a restream of a European tournament, or at least not from round 1, because the start time was just killer, and basically no one was watching in the beginning, so there wasn't much point to that. But I will definitely try to do something more about that. Okay, we get a Poffin. Our opponent didn't stop item cards. Top deck Bidoof, that's pretty good. I kind of like second Bidoof as well. Alright, so let's try again. Not great. So now I have to make a choice. I think I'm gonna collect again. I think I'm gonna collect. Wait, how much damage do I do? 20. Dude, if you did 30, I could get the iron bundle and get a prize card that way. Alright, so how many energies do I have? 5. Okay. I guess I'll get the Frigi, sure. I do need to attach. I'm gonna go here and then collect for 1. Collect for 1. But yeah, Julius, I'll definitely consider getting other people for that if I do it again. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do it again, but it's definitely something that I would like to potentially do. Alright, my opponent retreats into Cleffa. Makes sense. Our hand still sucks. Bibarel. No. Alright, well, one more Pokéstop. Give me a Ultra Ball. No. Dang it. 2 Iridas now gone. Do I play the other Super Rod? No. Sure, I'll attach and just keep collecting. Prime Catcher. Not very useful. Expanded looks like it's coming back. Why do you say that, Jonathan? It's always been a thing in Japan. I think there was just a big tournament in Japan, so that's why you're hearing about it. Edwin, muchas gracias por seguirme. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que bien. Yeah, classic bad hand plus Greninja in prices for sure. Do I like Expanded? So I haven't played Expanded. I haven't played Expanded since 2019 when I played Dusknoir Trevenant, and yes, it was super toxic, and that was so awesome, especially because I was the first one to play it. So that was really cool. If it comes back, then it's something else to adapt. So something, yeah, I've been playing for over 20 years. I don't like, my goal is to win a tournament. I don't care if something is toxic or not, or if the format is fun or not, or if Charizard is too broken. Yeah, if Charizard is too broken and it's gonna win me the $10,000 out of regionals, I'm gonna play that. Yeah, that's what I play for. Yeah, I have the most fun when I'm winning. That's me, right? I understand that other people like to play, like get an opportunity to play the actual game more than anything, and that's completely fine. It's just Pablo Meza, have the most fun when I'm winning. So if it's a toxic format and I have to play control and that's what's gonna get me $10,000 out of regionals, I will very happily do it and enjoy the time doing it. Yeah, so that's my personal take on that. All right, that Iono was like the friendliest Iono, and all of a sudden we are back in the game. We also have Bibarel plus the Codebreaker. I might just Codebreaker for 2. Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna get Greninja here. Oh, but I need an extra energy still. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Ultra Ball away the Poffin and the Chien Pao for Bibarel. And then off the Ciphermaniac, I'm gonna get Greninja and I'm gonna knock out the Shuppet, because that Shuppet could become Banediacs, and now I could be in trouble with all my energies in the discard pile. So I'm gonna Ciphermaniac, yes, for the Heavy Ball. I guess I can, oh, I can actually get Canceling Cologne, and then I don't need 3 energies. I just need, I mean, I don't need 4 energies, I just need 2. I think that's the best use of my things. Then I'll be able to PokéStop, and then I'll draw with Bibarel after I bench the Greninja. All right, I'm liking this, I'm liking this. We are doing things correctly. Yeah, with the research. Oh wait, no, I have the freaking, oh, there's the freaking, I forgot about the Manaphy. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies. So I should have grabbed Prime Catcher. I 100% should. Oh my gosh, I messed up. I just did not see the Manaphy on the bench. All right. I mean, I have the KO. My other card was Superior Energy Retrieval, which is great. But now is when, if I get Banediaxed, I lose the match. But I don't think I have another choice. I really don't. I mean, I could try to get lucky and get the Prime Catcher, but yeah, I needed to go for the Prime Catcher. Just as if I knock out that Shuppet, I'm in control of the game. But that was poorly done on my part. Very poorly done. So I need to get lucky now, which is never what you want to do. Alright. Not getting lucky. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna super cold these two. I'm gonna attach this, and I want to play the Canceling Cologne, and then I have a chance, right? I have a genuine chance to get the Prime Catcher over the next 3 cards. Oh. All right, well, pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. That was poorly done. I should have guaranteed the Prime Catcher instead of the Cologne, and just gone after the Shuppet at least. Or I don't know, maybe I don't know exactly how I should have pieced that out, but the way I did it was probably not the right way to do it. I kind of like going after the Manaphy, because then I could possibly do the Greninja play again. So this forces them to recover the Manaphy, which is good news. And if they don't, and they bench like a Flittle or another Natu, then we can do the Greninja play again and get another 2 prizes and not care too much about this Bathra and eliminate any potential Shuppets for Banetiacs. But alright, let me go back to chat because I've missed a few messages. Sad Chelsea couldn't seal the win. I know, Edwin. Today's game was so frustrating to watch. It was just not great. It was super frustrating. I'm hoping we get better fighting type EXs. I really want Garchomp EX to get its time in the sun. I agree, David. I agree. I'm a big fan of Garchomp EX, the card, and Garchomp, the Pokemon. So I would love it if we could get a bit more time in the spotlight with Garchomp EX. I mean, you want a better fighting type EX. Greninja EX is coming soon, and that seems to be pretty powerful. Alex, nothing's too broken, it's just called a deck being good, and every format and every game has that one deck character archetype that's overpowered. I agree. Yeah, and like I said, I've been playing for 20 years. I just don't focus on that. It's this card is the best one to give me and let me do what I want to win the tournament. That's what I focus on. Yeah, that's my approach. It's different for different people, but I don't mind if a deck is broken or not. I just mind if it's gonna win me $10,000 or not. That's how I have the most fun. Alright, am I using a tournament Chien deck or built it yourself? Migreen, this is Regan Retzloff top 4 deck list from Orlando Regionals. You want the modern Vileplume EX or Jumpluff EX? Yeah, that would be pretty cool as well. Alright, I want to establish Bibarel and I want to take the knockout on the active, which I'm pretty sure I can do both. I could Cyllene as well. That sounds pretty good. There's no threat of Shuppet or anything. I'm gonna Cyllene. Just try to get Prime Catcher back. Oh, what? 2 head slips? This is just too broken. Alright. Let's just get this and this, I guess. And then I can PokéStop for both. This is broken. This is actually broken. Alright, so I have more than enough energy, so of course gonna get rid of this and the Iron Bundle. I can just knock out whatever. I need to remember to attach energies to the active, not anywhere, and I need 5 total to do 300 damage. And yes, this is... Wait, is there a delay? This is Regan Retzloff, top 32. Top 4 deck, sorry, from Orlando Regionals. Alright, now I want to establish the Bibarel. I think I can pretty safely get rid of the Water Energy. I'm not going to draw any cards, but I am protected, at least for now. My opponent could still go like Counter Catcher Iono, and that would be a little problematic. So maybe I want to put back 2 Water Energies, so I can find them with Shivery Chill preemptively. And I guess I can draw 1 card. Why not? And there we go. You've been playing for 2 years and you're already thinking the same way. 2, you play the deck that will give me a chance to win the event. Exactly. Yeah, like for me, winning is when I have the most fun playing Pokemon. Winning with something unique, sure, it's cool, but I really just like to win. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play whatever deck gives me the best chance, whether it's Charizard EX, whether it's ADP, whether it's Vileplume Control and Expanded. Yeah, that's my approach. Yeah, different people have different approaches. Yeah, and no approach is better than the other. Counter Catcher and Prime Catcher in the same format is a dream come true for you, Alex. I know. So you need to come to regionals to show us how much of a dream it is, Alex. All right. There's Mimikyu, there's Shuppet. Now there's 2 targets for my Greninja. Easy peasy. Chien Pao's not getting KO'd. It doesn't have any energies. I have game in hand. Unless I get Iono'd. If I get Iono'd, I have Bibarel, and I have PokéStop. There's Alakazam. There's the Iono, that's fine. They also need 2 Psychics, which they just discarded 2. That deck usually plays like, what, 10? There's already 6 in the discard pile. Espathra is not it. Yeah, Espathra is just not it. Every time we've seen it on stream, it just loses to Charizard. Pokemon League Headquarters. It does matter because it stops my PokéStop, but shouldn't be a big deal in terms of attacking. This shuffles the deck. There were quite a few important resources at the bottom. I have 2 energies. This steal, it's minus 30, right? So if I do 300 damage, that's enough. I need 1 superior energy retrieval to win this game, and I get 2. So that should be it, if I'm not mistaken. And I even have 6 energies to do 360 damage in case I somehow messed up the maths. Do you think Gardevoir is a good deck in this format? It is. It is a good deck. It just has some very glaring weaknesses to both Charizard and Ancient Box. And if you can't beat Charizard, it's difficult to justify a deck, you know? So it is good. It is up there, but Charizard I feel is just too good. And Ancient Box is also a little too good. Yeah. What are my thoughts on Ancient Box? Ancient Box is very powerful. Yeah, very powerful. I think if you add in a Cobalion, you make the Charizard matchup much better, and you're in, like, you counter all the perceived Charizard counters in Gardevoir, Giratina, and Chien Pao, and you can beat Future Box as well. That's probably your toughest matchup, but Future Box, I'm not sold on it because it has a really bad Charizard matchup. So I think Ancient Box is a tier 1 deck. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. You want to go so badly, Alex, when you're all better. I hope you get better soon. Yeah. You'll probably play those cards in your Lost Box deck. Yeah, being able to Colress and Ghost is incredible, right? So yeah, I hope you make your triumphant return, Alex, very, very soon. All right, the stones, if you may, indeed. Sard versus Espathra matchup. How should Sard approach Espathra? I mean, just try to use Radiant Charizard as much as possible. Target down, use Charmander a lot to target the little HP people like Cleffa and Flittle. Target down the Xatu. Cheapin Orlando kept correcting me because I kept saying Shatu. No, I kept saying Xatu. No, I kept saying Shatu instead of Xatu. I just assumed it was Shatu. Yeah. Clearly I was mistaken, and Chip kept correcting me, and I kept missing it until like the very end, which was really funny. But now I know it's Xatu. So just play around those and then use Radsard and you're good to go. Yeah, use Radsard twice. Yeah, because your Bibarel and your Pidgeot are not threatened, so you can easily piece out the Radsard. And I mean, it's not a hard, like, it's not an auto win, right? But I don't think Espathra, I don't think that's it. Yeah, for the deck, or for a good option, I mean. All right. You had to rally back from 1-1. Did you make day 2, Edwin? From 1-1? How do I see Lugia Elite Rocket? Not the biggest fan. Definitely not the biggest fan of the deck overall. Not a lot of hope for it, to be honest. It needs too much to set up. It's unreliable. You can't play with only one Archeops. Getting two Archeops into a discard pile sometimes feels like the hardest thing in the world, so not the biggest fan. Do you like Dunsparce's Ancient List or the Koraidon one better? I mean, the Koraidon one is more tried and proven than anything. So I really think that's the way to go. Alright, well, Reboot Pod for 1 is enough. And I mean, the best case scenario for me is getting Iron Hands 2 prices, but it's not looking very realistic at this point in time. Not looking super realistic for me. Alright, I'm gonna promote the Greninja here, because these are quite important, of course. Ciphermaniac, no energy for it though. So I'm gonna have to Irida, and then get the Chien Pao, and then I think the Vessel is my item of choice. And then I could get rid of the Irida. I think I'd like getting rid of the Super Rod here. That seems like the better choice. Alright, and then hopefully my opponent misses the KO on the Chien Pao, and then that's how I can maybe turn the game around. We'll see. Yeah, it's good sometimes, but like, yeah, like when it sets up, it's so powerful, right? But it's also very straightforward. I'm just not the biggest fan of Lugia overall. Alright, I think I only want to get one Bidoof. Oh, but my free... Okay, well, I can Heavy Ball for it, it's fine. I'm gonna get... Oh, I priced the Heavy Ball as well? Come on. Okay, well, then never mind. I need to go Prime Catcher to price KO. So it's fine getting 2 of these. Alright. So we're ready to go for next turn potentially, but it's gonna be a little dire. Electric Generator gets 1. They still need 1 more Iron Crown or the Tool in order to get a knockout, and they don't. Alright, they're dead drawing. Okay, so we have a possibility to do really well here. Iron Hands, yeah, Lugia would do better if Iron Hands wasn't around. 100% agreed, for sure. Do you like Feature Box or Ancient Box? Like, both are fun. Ancient Box is, in my opinion, the more competitive deck by far. Like, by far. Alright, so I'm gonna Shivery Chill, get the energies out. So I'm missing 1 energy to get the KO on this Iron Hands, which I think is what I need to focus on. So then this gets me Baxcalibur. I need 2 items though, so I need to Ciphermaniac for Rare Candy plus... Alright. Yeah, I have to go all in basically. So Ciphermaniac for Rare Candy plus Prime Catcher. Do I have enough? I think I have enough cards to discard here. I think I should have enough. All right. Yeah, I definitely have enough. All right, so I'm gonna Prime Catcher, the only real threat that there is. I'm gonna promote the Greninja. Then I have to go Ultra Ball away, Nest Ball and Energy. Grab myself the Baxcalibur, and then I can go Rare Candy, Baxcalibur, and then we can Superior Energy Retrieval. I kind of like keeping the Irida and the 2 Superior Energy Retrievals, so I'm just gonna go like this and just get 4. Oh no, I messed up. It had to be the Irida. I need to keep 1 energy. Well, Oh, I needed to keep one energy. That's my bad. Oopsies. Alright. It is what it is. I want the Irida for Bibarel next turn. That was very badly done on my part. That was wasteful, but it is what it is. Yeah, I should still be able to seal this regardless, but that was poorly done on my part. Very poorly done on my part. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and retreat. We're gonna get the 2 prizes. And avoid my opponent getting 3 next turn as well. Which we might not be able to do afterwards. Because I can't use Iron Hands because my bench is full. Alright, Ciphermaniac and Heavy Ball. Ciphermaniac is nice. We'll see. Do you think making it to Arceus League on live makes you a good player, Jonathan? The 100% honest answer is no. The overall average level, like, of course there's top players and very good players playing on live, but like I was saying in the beginning, in order to become good at the game, like, it's important to practice, but the most important thing is like improvisation and like the decision making within a game. And I feel like a lot of the times against an unorthodox list or an orthodox whatever you want to call it, it's not, I don't know, like, I don't know how to accurately say it, but I don't think, I really don't think Arceus League is like a big or a good indicator of, or a good, what's the word? A good indicator of success. Yeah. Alright, now let me focus on this. I'm gonna Ultra Ball away this, and then if I could get Cyllene, that would be amazing. Alright, I'm gonna do Industrious Incisors, get the Super Rod, that's nice, get another of these. So Super Rod gets me the energies back that I need, which is great. Ciphermaniac. Alright, so I'm, yeah, benching everything was, that second Bibarel is, like, it, I didn't expect my opponent to not KO. If they just get, if they get 2 prizes here, that's fine. If they get 3, that's where it gets dicey. But we'll see. Alright, I'm just gonna attach 2 to the active. Elite, la cajita X-Spec no creo que sea algo que le dé a Lugia que lo haga mejor, la verdad, pero podría ser. Alright, I'm just gonna draw 2 more. There's this Cyllene. But Cyllene doesn't get me a knockout now. I don't have enough energies to pull off the knockout. So I think I'm just gonna take the KO here and hope. And not play either card. Yeah, just take the KO. This was a difficult turn for sure. Being bench locked is usually, it's sometimes really bad for Chien Pao. Maybe I should not have benched that other Bidoof, because even though I didn't have Iron Hands, I could have used Iron Bundle to take 2 prizes as well, which I might have forgotten actually in the previous turn. Alright, so there's a town store. Not bad for my opponent. Gets them the heavy baton, so that will conserve the energies for them. But if they don't get 3 prizes here, I am swimming. And it doesn't seem like they do. Yep, just arm press for the knockout, that's completely fine. We are golden. Irida gets me Chien Pao plus Appear and Retrieval. I get another KO, and then I just need to get another KO, and that's it. So, because there are 3 prizes, they can't win in 2 turns. They can't realistically amp you very much for a knockout on Chien Pao, right? I mean, maybe they could, but they don't even have an Iron Hands to transfer the energies to, so I'm feeling pretty confident that this is pretty much game over. I also have Cyllene in case I really needed to get back resources. So I'm gonna attach, and then I'm gonna go superior away. You know what? I'm even gonna get rid of the Cyllene, because I know I have my other superior energy retrieval. I also have the super rod, so things are looking pretty good here. And they don't have a good Pokemon to transfer the energy to. Iron Crown does 50-50, and who cares about the rest? So we are good to go. We are good to go here. I can even put back like the Chien Pao and 2 energies, and then Shivery Chill them into my hand in case they try to go boss and try to win by attacking with Iron. I don't even know. There's no way. There's just generally no way. I have a guaranteed retreat. I have a guaranteed KO. They have a guaranteed nothing. And this comes down to my opponent did not play a single supporter. So very unfortunate for them. They had to use their reboot pod to even get 1 attack in. But that's how the game is sometimes. That is how the game ends up being sometimes. Not bad. All right. They're not giving up though. They are not giving up. We see the counter catcher play, even though they just saw me get 2 energies. We are more than ready to win this. So attaching the booster capsule doesn't really change anything. Even if they, I don't know, I have like double Bibarel, so they need me to dead draw 5 turns, which is ridiculous, right? Or at least 3. No, yeah, there's no way. There's just no humanly possible way. They're still playing, yeah, but this game is unwinnable for them. The only chance they would have is if I had prized my last superior energy retrieval, or if I had it in my hand and they played Airy and discarded it, because I got rid of the Cyllene. So maybe I should have been more careful with the Cyllene and just discarded the rare candy there, just to protect against a random Airy, which is not common in future box decks, but you never know, right? You actually never know. You never know. All right. Yep. They just pass. They attack the bench. We are going to power through onto the active, so I can retreat, and then Irida for the superior. That gets me 4 energies. I'm guessing my opponent's gonna make me do it. And I mean, I appreciate the ladder points, right? And there we go. Mojo, you're a casual player, made it to Arceus League 2 days ago, and I can tell ladder climb more based on deck choice than in-game skills. Yeah, so, I mean, making it to Arceus League is definitely very good, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't think that immediately translates to what it takes to be at the very top, alright? Being in Arceus Leagues, like I said, absolutely has its merit. I've never made it. I'm pretty sure it's because I don't play ladder enough, but it's definitely a good way to get better. Yeah, it's just there's a big gap between players who are in Arceus League and players who are top carding regionals, right? But I mean, every practice, everything you do to improve, yeah, and sometimes playing a lot of games is very useful as well, for sure. Yeah, so making it to Arceus League definitely has its merits. For sure. Alright. So, I don't know if I went first or second. I didn't pay attention. I was looking... Okay. Ooh, okay. So this is probably a loss. This is going to be Snorlax. So that will be troublesome. My opponent starts Rotom and chose to go first. I mean, maybe with no Battle VIP pass, choosing to go first is fine. But not entirely sure. Okay. So, gonna go Shivery Chill. Not even gonna Irida. I have knockout on the Rotom next turn, which is pretty fantastic. Could play the Lightning onto the Frigi. Sure. And then we're gonna pass. Alright, and then we'll see what my opponent does. Probably Arven for whatever, but they might not be able to retreat this Rotom. They bench double Snorlax, and they have a Nest Ball, so that was a very good Rotom draw. Not scared of the Mimikyu. They get the energy for the Rotom, and they go into Mimikyu, and they miss Fortune Sisters. What was that? Poffin and Ultra Ball. Completely okay with that. No problem at all. Okay. Top decking Ultra Ball or Candy or even what's the word? Or even Baxcalibur, like Ultra Ball or Candy or Baxcalibur would have been so sick, so I could Irida Prime Catcher KO the Rotom. Now I won't be able to, but I can start applying pressure, and that's step number one. Right, that is absolutely step number one in beating this deck, is for sure applying pressure every turn. Right, so not a good matchup by any means. This is a big loss of resources having to retreat here, but getting this KO is pretty good. Have energy, have Pokéstop to potentially dig if I need to, have Supra to replenish resources. Named Energy, already have the Baxcalibur as well, so can't be hit with Airy. Misfortune Sisters is random. Well, that Superior Energy Retrieval is less ideal, but my opponent attacks my hand. I'm just gonna go 130, 130, 130. Airy cast Invitation. Alright, that's a problem. They also now know, yeah, that Frigibax is rough. They also now know that they can Airy to get a KO here, or to get a Superior Energy Retrieval. So, alright. Yep. That was a very good Airy-Ka for my opponent. Alright, I get Rare Candy and Buddy-Buddy Poffin. So let me think this through. I kind of like Iron. Oh, I priced Greninja again. Are you kidding me? You priced the Greninja again. Well, my plan was to use Greninja a bunch. Alright. Make a mistake and bring out Rotom. Obviously they're not gonna do that. Yep. But that's fine. Gonna go ahead and attach, and we're gonna do 30. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We are going to do 30 damage. Get back the 2 energies to protect. Like, it's better to get 2 energies only than to lose the Superior Energy Retrieval to an area. At least I get some value. And we will tackle for 30. Yeah, it's a little bit of pressure. Not a lot, but a little bit of pressure. All right, team yells cheer. They put back Erika, Mimikyu, and Misfortune Sisters. That's fine. Baxcalibur. No. Do I? No, I'm not gonna PokéStop anymore. So what am I actually hoping to draw at this point? I honestly don't know. If I'd been able to knock out the Rotom early, that would have been so huge. Bravery Charm. Fine. They go Airy, so the Super Rod and the Candy. Pretty big deal. Pretty big deal losing those two cards, because now my Frigibax can be trapped indefinitely. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I really don't. Alright, they did just Airy, so hopefully they don't Airy again anytime soon. Pokegear. Misfortune Sisters. This could be really bad. Yep, there goes the Prime Catcher. Alright, yep. Snorlax is just an awful match for this deck. You need them to not hit an Erigas. I had no way to get rid of my basics at that point. I mean, the top deck Canceling Cologne definitely helps, but it's like, even if I get one KO, then they just go Counter Catcher, trap the Frigi again. So you need to play like one Bax, one Chien Pao, and that's pretty much it, and then get super lucky with the draw. So it just wasn't happening for sure. It's just a bad matchup. Nothing you can do about that. All right, last game with Chien Pao before we switch to something else. Yeah, chat, you can decide whether you want me to play Arctina or Lost Box. Turbo Lost Box. One of those two, whichever you all would like me to play, that's what I will play afterwards. Just let me know. All right. Vote for Lost Box. Lost Box. Okay. All right, my opponent's going first. Could be a Chien Pao mirror match. Could be Charizard as well. David, I'll happily show the list before I start playing it. Okay, no, never mind. It's Arc something. Presumably Arctina, right? Okay, they can take a KO on Chien Pao, which is really bad news, but there's really nothing I can do about that. This is also not a great hand. Is the Greninja prized? It's not. Okay, so that's actually very good. Okay, so I'm gonna get these two. And then I'm gonna go Shivery Chill. I really want to get another Frigi and another Bibarel. Or Bidoof, not Bibarel, Bidoof. So I'm gonna grab these two. Then I'm gonna go Ultra Ball away these two for the Greninja. And then I'm gonna play Ciphermaniac for a Poffin. And what's the second card? Right, that is the question. I'm feeling Rare Candy, though it could be susceptible to Airy. It's just I already have the Ultra Ball. I think it's actually Irida, because then I have Irida and Bibarel guaranteed for next turn, unless I get judged, which is probably what's going to happen, but that is out of my control. That is out of my control, so that's all we can do. Airy would be annoying, but not the end of the world. I would prefer Airy over Judge, honestly. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what my opponent goes for. They discard a Judge, so that could imply an Airy. Or it could imply that they just want to see more cards with an Iono, which I would also sort of welcome. Alright, there's the Arceus V-Star Starbirth. I'm guessing a Jet Energy plus something else. Nest Ball for Tina. Yep. I mean, them getting a Judge plus the Max Belt plus the Jet Energy. Okay, we're gonna go Boss. Perfectly fine by me. Perfectly fine by me. That's why we needed double Frigibax. Precisely why we needed double Frigibax. Okay, so if I get a 2-price KO, we are good. The issue is I need a lot of energies. That's a very good top deck to accomplish the KO. Alright, so this is interesting because obviously I have the backs guaranteed with Ultra Ball. Although with Ultra Ball I can... Okay, so this is the plan. I am going to Shivery Chill for 2 energies. I think I'm going to get rid of the Super Rod because there's another Frigi as well. So I'm not super concerned on that. Yeah, I'm going to get 2 energies. And I'm going to discard one of these. And I'm going to get the other Bibarel. Alright, so we have double Bibarel potential. Alright. And I can go Rare Candy Baxcalibur. Although it is tempting. Okay, now actually this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Bibarel first. Because if I get Rare Candy, I can go Superior Energy Retrieval. If I get Superior Energy Retrieval, then I go for the Rare Candy. So I'm going to try first 1 Industrious Incisors. Alright. That's very solid. So now we go Rare Candy Bax. And we are going to get Return KO on this Arceus V-Star immediately, which is pretty fantastic. We are going to go ahead and attach the energy to the active. Could play the Super Rod, honestly, but I think I'd just rather keep it as possible discard. Okay, this seems fair. I'm not super happy at discarding the Nest Ball, which I need, right, for the other Chien Pao. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, Super Cold. Attach the 4 energies, 300 damage for a knockout. And then the beautiful part about this is if Giratina V-Star gets a return KO, right? They're gonna be left with nothing else, right? So limiting our... Oh my gosh, I did the maths wrong. I thought it was Goldengo. Whoops. That's embarrassing. I could have saved myself an energy. Could have saved myself the Nest Ball and just Nest Balled for the back of Frigi. So that was poorly done. I mean, they're using Nest Dash, so this is probably game over. Unless they get extremely lucky, which they did not. I have the Superior Energy Retrieval. That's game over. But that was... I did the maths wrong. I 100% did the maths wrong. We're just gonna go Superior Energy Retrieval and we see the concession. So do the maths, yeah, double check the maths. That was definitely very dumb on my part. Unnecessary as well. If my opponent had boss instead of the energy off of the Nest Dash or in their hand, they could have knocked out my Baxcalibur and I would have been in a lot of trouble. So play it safe and double check your maths. You know? When playing Chien Pao especially. That was very silly of me. I thought it was, in my head it was 50 times, and that's why I needed 6 energy to do 300 damage. So my whole sequencing that turn probably would have been different, and my discarding and whatnot. So silly Pablo doing silly things. But anyways, on to the next deck.